Good day, everyone. This is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it's Saturday, the 9th of October, 2021, and this is the weekly technical analysis for the euro, the cable, and the Aussie dollar for the second week of October. And let's begin with the euro, where it started off the week moving down towards the 115 level. Then managed to avoid it and recover on the Friday slightly with slightly lower than expected non-farm payroll data. So it avoided the 162 fib extension support level. And we'll see how long it's able to do that on the weekly time frame. It still below the weekly 200 EMA and closed as a spinning top for the week. So it's hang on only just. And below that, there's a number of support levels with the 162 fib, the 115 round figure, as well as a swing high here from early 2020, early last year, that it has may provide support. So this level is going to be a critical support level. But for now, it's able to avoid it. So the resistance now, intermediate level is interim level is at 116, and it's just at the 138 fib for now, just around the 115.70 area. So this is going to provide some interim resistance level. All right, but at the moment it's still trending down. It needs to break back up above the last week's pivot level here, which was around the 116.27 area. So it needs to break out higher to recover back, at least to test the swing low. It has not been able to do that yet. And this week, there's only some minor news with the zero economic sentiments early in the week, and as well as some exposure to some US data in the second half of the week. Okay, let's also take a look at the US dollar index. Where it started off weak and gap down at the start of the week, but managed to find support at the swing high at the 93.70 area, so at the critical support area, and managed to recover back up higher. Attempted to test the high of the previous week, but didn't manage to get there, and slipped on the Friday due to the non-farm payroll data, but still managed to find support at the 94.00 area. At this 94 round figure. So, but now it's likely consolidating and it could be consolidating in triangle here. So it needs next week, it needs to try to either break out higher to test this resistance area, or if it's weakens and it's critical support here at this swing high. So, but unfortunately, it looks like it's consolidation mode for next week again. Okay. Let's move back to the euro. So likewise, it's resistance at the 116 and support at the just above the 115 area at the 162 fib. So still also a very narrow range down here. Okay, let's move on to the cable, where it performed better than the euro last week and started off with a gap up above the weekly pivot, which aligned with the 62 fib extension of the bigger fib here, bigger fib swing, and managed to climb up above the 136, managed to stay above the 136 and close above that for the week, even after dipping lower to retest the 62 fib again and the weekly pivot providing support. So it managed to climb up above the monthly pivot, which was aligned with the round figure 136.00. So just close as a doji on the Friday. So, but only just, and it needs to find support to try to gather momentum and climb up to test the 50 fib retracement just below the 137, which is this resistance zone down here. So for now, the support is going to be at a 62 fib at the previous week's weekly pivot. Let's change this now to possible support. And this zone here, next level of support will be at the 138 fib extension, just below the 135, this zone. And this area here at the 50 fib is going to be a key resistance zone. Okay, so next week there's only minor news with the UK jobs report and GDP figure. Nothing major yet for the UK economy. But it's managing to perform better than the euro. So cross pairs like the euro pound will be dipping lower as the pound strengthens against it. All right, let's move on to the Aussie dollar. And the Aussie dollar as well, doing quite all right. And let's take a quick look at the weekly time frame, where seems to have found some bullish move after a couple of dojis for the last 2 weeks, trying to climb back up above the weekly 200 EMA. So that's a critical one right at the 38 fib retracement. So that's also right at the daily 55 EMA. So this could provide support if it's able to hold above that for the week, next week, and stay above the 0.7300 area. So let's see if this turns into support. Let's remove this now. So the weekly pivot for last week aligned with the 62 fib retracement level and managed to stay above that. It did dip lower after the RBA decision on Tuesday, and started to continue lower on Wednesday, but managed to find support from this weekly pivot and fib extension, climb back up, strong move on Thursday, and then close as a doji just under the daily 55 EMA and the 38 fib retracement. So it could consolidate below that. Otherwise, it needs to break out higher and attempt to target the 0.74 area. Otherwise, it could come back to retest the 38 fib again, or rather the 62 fib on this swing. And this week, there's only the jobs report. No major news for this week. So for now, there is an interim resistance down here that's blocking the advance. And right above that is the key resistance zone. So critical support at the monthly pivot and the 0.7300 area. Let's see if it's able to hang on. This is going to be a critical resistance. So similarly on the cable, let's take a look at the weekly time frame. It has managed to avoid the weekly 200 EMA, but still right at the weekly 55 EMA. So it needs to try to climb back up above that. And as well as the Euro, it's also struggling already below the weekly 200 EMA. So Euro is in a worse shape than the other two majors. All right. So do check out my other videos on spot gold and dollar yen, and have a good trading week and a safe week. And cheers for now.